Hey guys, so for this week's discussion video, we were supposed to pick two movements or periods of time and explain a little bit about them and why we chose them and what they look like. The first one I chose was Romanticism, which I probably just butchered that word. So this was a time period, and it was with artistic, literacy, musical, and intellectual movement that originated in Europe toward the 18th century. It was a peak. The peak was about 1800 to 1850, which starts on page 363, and that's the so what it looks like to me was the Francisco Goya, the 3rd of May, and this is like a good example of it, which is right here in your book. So it was characterized by its emphasis on emotion and individualism, as well as the glorification of all the past in nature, preferring the medieval rather than the classical. It was a part reaction to the Industrial Revolution, which this, I think completely shows, right here. It had a significant and complex effect on politics for much of the Romantic period. It was associated with liberalism and radicalism. Its long-term effect of growth of nationalism was the more significant effect. The main philosophers of this was Caspar David Friedrich, William Wordsworth, and Samuel Taylor Coleridge were the main philosophers. They didn't really state who started it, but those were the main ones in it. So for the next one I did symbolism, which is my favorite. So it's a movement in literature and the visual arts that developed in 1885. It was from the French, Russian, and Belgian origin in poetry and other arts. It originated with the 1857 publication of Charles, I'm probably going to butcher this last name too, Baudouin's Les Fleurs de Meaux. The name of symbolism itself was first applied by the critic Jean Moreau, who invented the term to distinguish the symbolists from the related descendants of literature and art. Symbolism also related to the Gothic component and Romanticism and Impression, which I talked about earlier. Symbolism was a reaction in favor of spiritual and the imagination and dreams, which if you go to page 386, it kind of talks about that right there. And then also this painting right here and this painting on the other side of it it's his work also, and I think that's a good example of what it looks like, which is Gauguin's paintings are an example of this. So in which the Mana, I think it's, what is it called? Mana no Ata, which is that one right there, and this also means Day of God. So pretty much this is all about religion, and I really love everything about that because religion is a big thing to me, and I love learning about other people's religion and other people's cultures. So that was symbolism was actually one of my favorite periods or movements.